the more I've done these videos, the more I start to really become more comfortable now in just addressing the men's not just men's rights. It's not really about men's rights. It's about just putting in place or reinforcing the acceptable norm that men are valuable and men are needed in this society. And unfortunately, we have all kinds of entertainment media, from movies to music and comics, and behind the scenes of all those mediums, pushing this narrative that men are just expendable. Men have no value outside of what they provide, as Chris Rock once said.
Do you care? Do you care how average earning men feel when they hear women coming in saying they don't want average earning men?
Okay, well, nobody wants an average earning man.
Oh, but that's belittling average earning men.
But it's like, how did you end up being an
Uh, uh,
average earning
uh,
man?
because you are,
Listen, my weight
ma'am.
can
Hold on, don't
change.
overtalk me. Don't overtalk. I'm going to answer your question. Are you a college student?
I just graduated last
So
Thursday.
you understand a bell curve?
I do.
Then you understand the middle point, the median? The
Yes, I
median?
do.
That's
Mm-hmm.
average. How'd you become
Okay.
average? By being average.
Okay.
Average is not failing, it's average.
I
And
know.
you so you don't mind belittling average earning men, but you think that men, so you don't have a problem with belittling average earning men, but
I'm
you got
not
an issue.
belittling
Oh,
any
who said
average man. I
who
just
wants an
said
average earning
nobody.
man? Who wants an
I said
average earning
nobody
man?
wants that. No. Listen to what I said. I said
No. Who the fuck you think you're talking to?
Not to mention the fact that you can send a man to ruin, even death, and there will be no accountability, no repercussions. It's life as usual, business as usual. Alex the Campy can have her books out there, and people will promote it and share it without any scruple, without any blinking twice over the notion that she could have been possibly be named
I'm kind of a perfectionist. Perfectionist.
in a man's self-deletion note, his final note, Ed Piskor's final note. So there's no second guessing putting her name out there and touting her works, despite the fact that her name is tied to someone's death. So we can share her Amazon links and promote their books out there with no shame, no scruples. Now imagine if Ed Piskor was alive and he was promoting his stuff, or people promoting his stuff, in light of the accusations that were thrown at him. Oh, they'd be hounded. Those people would be hounded day and night. They would be shamed. They'd be marked and targeted. They'd be polarized. But no, not Alex the Campy, not her people, and more people bringing into awareness Alex the Campy's notorious reputation behind the scenes. I mean, it would have been the norm if Ed Piskor was still alive, and with these allegations thrown out there, they would have no scruples, no hesitation to remind people of that. So a taste of their own medicine would be fitting. And by medicine, I just simply mean putting it out there, putting the information out there. Nothing wrong with putting information out there. And do not DM these people. Do not stalk them. Do not go after them. Mob mentalities either way is wrong. But hitting them where it hurts in their finances is the only effective way to really send the message out there. Unfortunately, we have comic book stores around the country shutting down because the comics that they're trying to sell are shit. DC and Marvel putting out shit. They're losing sales. People are getting laid off.
Hey everyone out there, this is Dave Dyer with Cosmic Comics, Games, and Collectibles. This is our big announcement, and for many of you, you're not going to like it. So, but in all reality, mid-August of 2024, we will be closing down our business. There's quite a few factors that went into making this decision, but the main reason is last year in 2023, we were down quite a bit at the end of the year. And unfortunately, coming out of the gate on the first quarter, we're down even more than we were down in 2023. So I don't see us rearing rearing back from it, unfortunately.
And that hurts the comic book stores because they pay these companies for bulk orders and they can't make that money up because people aren't buying this shit. And it's resulting in the closures of our local comic book shops. The smart ones are transitioning to game rooms where they'll have their Dungeons and Dragons night or the Yu-Gi-Oh nights, their Warhammer nights, whatever game plays that they do. They'll have those nights on. They attract those fans. They've also sell action figures, collectibles, in addition to comics. So those stores are finding it pretty smart and very efficient to transition slowly that way without abandoning their image as a comic book shop. But the comic book shops that are just strictly comic shops, they're going to be gone soon. And then you're seeing it little by little. And now we have Nicki Minaj. Apparently, she's going to be executive producer on Lady Danger. I wonder what she will think about knowing that she's producing an IP based on Alex Campi's Dark Horse comic, and knowing that Alex Campi was named in a man's death. You got Nicki Minaj producing Lady Danger. Hey, I wonder how good that would be, knowing that this is tied to a person named in Ed Piskor's final note. I'm not sure if that's a good publicity or something that would help the show, especially with more and more men waking up now, knowing that the entertainment industry is hostile towards men, very hostile, and people like Nicki Minaj and even someone like Cardi B who has confessed. Check this out. If you don't follow the rap industry, Cardi B is a rapper who confessed to drugging men in her earlier days and stealing from them. Now, imagine if the roles were reversed. Imagine if Cardi B was a victim of a man drugging her and stealing her shit. You think that man, if he was ever found out, would ever have a free day in society ever again? Of course not. They absolutely will not. But this is the double standard in the entertainment industry, in comics, and in the music industry. As a woman, you could destroy a man, you could slander a man, hell, you can date rape him and murder him and get away with it. That's the double standard in the entertainment industry. And these are the people that are funneling the entertainment to your kids. This anti-male bigotry disguised as entertainment. But again, I don't endorse any kind of mob mentality. I don't endorse anything that can be perceived as aggressive, hostile, because that just undermines the frustration and anger that we genuinely possess. Close your wallets to the people that actively hate you and are actively producing propaganda aimed at destroying you, and support those that just produce quality entertainment. Support the real arts, and show up in numbers. And that's how you do it. That is how you deal with these NPC male hating bigots. You do it with your money, with the wallet. Comic book shops are closing. They're losing money. The comic industry is losing money. It is damaged. And the only way to deal, you got to send a message out. You can't just hold on to an industry that actively hates you because of nostalgia, because of the memories of when it was once good. Hey, look, I as a kid growing up, I liked going to my my comic shop or even the bodega and seeing the rack of comics that were there back when comics were good. I enjoyed that. I yearned for that. I pined for that. But we're not going back to those days. The industry is done. Those days are done. There's no fun anymore in the comic industry. And to hold on to something because of nostalgia is self-defeating. The industry has to die. There are very cruel and evil people in the industry, and we can't let them continue this and we can't just thumb our nose and just ignore what's happening, because it'll continue. It'll just grow and it'll be widespread, because they have no scruples. These people in the industry have no scruples promoting harassers and bullies. No scruples. If the victim's a man, they have no problem promoting the bullier, the accuser. None. They have no problem promoting them. And a lot of that's because we allow it, because we're not talking out about it. And I know back in 2018 there was heavy discussion about it. That was what started Comicsgate, was these industry people being revealed as scumbags, as male-hating, bigoted scumbags. And you don't have to be Comicsgate to oppose this shit. You just have to understand the importance of men in our society. Strong men are important. Don't let anyone tell you that masculinity is toxic. The only toxic masculinity is the one that results in intentional harm on a woman. And by intention, I mean, sexually violating her. And you know which word I want to use, but I got to keep it clean for YouTube. But yeah, when they go that far, and honestly, there's plenty of that in these industries, because, and I talk about this in my other video, the Campi video, where I talked about male feminists. And again, I had a couple tell me, "Oh, well, I'm a male feminist, and that doesn't fit me." I'm like, okay, I understand, but there's more of them than there are of you. And I'm sorry, but over 51% of male feminists are creeps. And to not talk about it because it hurts other people's feelings, I'm sorry. A man was driven to death, so we are going to talk about it. It's time we start talking about things that we're afraid to, and forget about quote unquote hurting people's feelings. I'd rather hurt someone's feelings if it saves someone's life. I want to save people's lives. I don't want to engage in silence because, we don't want to hurt one or two people's feelings. I'd rather just put the information out there, because a lot of men aren't getting this information now, because we're bombarded with media that tells us, we have to acquiesce to toxic femininity. Because if we act on our instinct, if we act on masculine instinct, it's bigotry, it's prejudice, or it's misogynist. The buzzword is misogynist. And a lot of men are falling for that, and they're being told, if you even think that a woman needs you, you're a misogynist. If you think a woman has to live her life being married to a man, you're a misogynist. If you think a woman's worth is determined by the man she's married to, you're a misogynist. And what they do is, this is an inward version of misandry, which is hatred of men. They devalue men. And if you speak up in value for yourself, if you speak up for yourself and advocate for your value, you're seen as a misogynist. You're seen as you're a hater of women, or you're one of these incels. It's another buzzword is incel. Like if you speak up for the value of men, you're an incel. And men get shamed by that, and they retreat, because those are the toxic buzzwords that these feminists have used to push you back. They weaponize these words. But I think a lot of men don't understand, hey, you can advocate for your masculinity. You can be proud of it. You can advocate for it and know your worth and to stand up for it. And the best way to do it is not pay these fucking people your hard-earned money, because they don't value your money. Especially if you're an average man, they don't value you. They look at you as cockroaches, as scum of the earth. They don't see you as human beings that bring value or keep the economy or the communities moving. They don't see that. They clearly don't write about it. Like, all their stories are about, they're all female-centric stories of women and girls and their plight and their struggle. And I'm not saying that there aren't stories like that have any value or worth or have any importance or significance. But when that's all they're putting out there, they've pretty much told you that a man's story has no place in the industry, and it has no place in the collective minds of people. To them, it's not important. The story of a strong man is not important. They'll push a gay Superman before they push a strong Judge Dredd. And it should be no coincidence that the J. Scott Campbell SpiderMan comics are doing pretty good. That the IDW Transformers, is it IDW? I think it is, right? The Transformer comics that are currently being produced right now. I haven't gotten those Transformer comics because I stopped buying floppies. I now just buy omnibuses or collective works, because I just find that to be a more enriching experience for me than floppies. Especially if you get a flop, you'll get like 3 or 4 floppies. of a series, it's doing great, and then the fourth and fifth come out, and it's like, oh, they went there, and then it just trashes the story from there. See, I want to prevent myself from investing in a story and then finding out that, oh, they did that thing with the subverting of the expectations and shit, the Ryan Johnson crap. They did that. I'd rather just wait till the series is done, and then I hear, oh, it was a great series. Okay, great. Now I'll wait till it comes out in a book, and I'll buy the book, and then boom, now it got me an enriching experience. So I'm gonna wait for that. I don't want to be disappointed. I don't want to invest in money in something that may not be good. But it does stand to reason that the Transformers comics are critically acclaimed so far. It's staying the course. It really is. It's and it's great. It's absolutely. Oh, it's Image. I'm sorry, Image. Yeah, so Image is producing the Transformers comics right now, and the artwork is brilliant. I don't want to make every video negative, but the artwork is brilliant. It is true to the G1 style, which I love, and it's the most iconic style, so that's a good job. And the thing is, they went with nostalgia visually, and that was brilliant because they knew their audience. See, their audience is men. They knew the audience. The audience were the boys that grew up watching Transformers are the men collecting Transformers memorabilia. Image knows their audience. So it's no coincidence that their comics right now are doing pretty well and doing exceptionally well. They're definitely this is definitely a case of knowing your audience, in this case men, and catering to that audience. In other words, you don't have to read a Transformers comic and be shamed that, oh, being masculine is a bad thing. They're rewarding their audience. And this is why manga does well, because manga rewards masculinity. Manga encourages their readers to be masculine because it rewards the masculine man. It enriches the masculine experience. And that's why it's thriving and doing well. But you go to someone like an Alex de Campi or Ramon Villalobos, or even a Tom Taylor, who's currently getting crap by the very people that he's empowered, and you don't get that experience. Instead, you're told, oh, you got to feel bad for being a man. You got to feel bad for being masculine. You got to hang your head in shame for having a dick between your legs. You can read a comic, right, like a Transformers or even J. Scott Campbell's SpiderMan, and feel like you've experienced something positive, inspirational, aspirational, and you've invested your money's worth in it. I mean, look at that. Look at that artwork. Look how aspirational it is. It's a celebration of a man and his woman, a husband and his wife. This is how you build the comic industry. This is how you build your fan base in comics. You cater to the demographic. The demographic is men, heterosexual men. And no, I'm not saying that there isn't an audience for other groups, but look, by and large, the comic industry needs heterosexual men to thrive and to invest the money in, and you cater to their aspirations, their inspirations. You cater to that. If J. Scott Campbell can put this up for $425, there's a reason why, because he knows there's an audience for this. And Spider-Man, and this is one of the reasons why I think that the writers, the current crop of writers, did a lot to damage the character of Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is an average man. Again, we go back to that video that I played earlier from Kevin Samuels. Modern women hate the average man. They look down on the average man. This is something that Sam Raimi did a great job in capturing with his movies. Peter Parker is an average man. He's an average man. He has problems like the average man. He has financial obstacles like the average man. He has girl problems like the average man. He is one of the most relatable characters. And because it's a comic book, he gets outcomes that make men aspire to be great, that inspire men to keep moving forward. Yeah, we're all not going to be a Spider-Man, but we can get that Mary Jane. And those are two things about Peter Parker's life that elevates him above the average man. A, that he's got superpowers, and B, because he scored a Mary Jane. And there's nothing wrong with aspiring to be someone like that if you're a man. You can get your Mary Jane. You just have to be a Peter Parker. Be an average man with aspirations to do good to people. to be of help to your community. As if you're an average man and you have those aspirations and you act on those, you can have a Mary Jane. And there's plenty of Mary Janes in this world still. Don't listen to what anyone. Don't listen to The View. Don't listen to these feminists. Don't listen to anyone telling you that picking a girl because of how good she looks is wrong. No, there's nothing wrong. Men are visual. We are visual creatures, and we need to be physically attracted to our women to maintain interest in them. That's a horrible thing to say, right? Well, it isn't. It's nature. It's biology. That's something that I'll say to the end of time. Don't be shamed into believing that because you visually want your woman to look good, it's a bad thing. No, it's a good thing. It's a healthy thing because women that look good tend to be healthier. They tend to live longer. Believe it or not, obese women who are overweight tend to live shorter lives because of all the health problems associated with being fat, like diabetes, heart disease, cholesterol, things like that. Fit women tend to not have those. Or not even fit, just as women who are not overweight. They tend not to have to deal with those problems. So, yeah, always aspire to be a Peter Parker and fuck Alex Campi and Ramon Villalobos and those people. Don't be ashamed of your masculinity. Celebrate your masculinity. And don't support people like the Campi or Nicki Minaj who don't appreciate your masculinity. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos, and feel free to leave a comment, and we will talk soon. And don't forget to check out roadwarriordrake.com. You can still back the first book, Street Champion Road Warrior Drake. The second book, Be Citizen Road Warrior Drake, is currently crowdfunding right now. You can get the both books either as trade paperbacks or you can get them as hardcovers. Each book is a standalone story, but with a connecting overall arch. So each book reads like a complete story. You can get both books. You can get the ash can associated with it, the Pumpkin War Patch ash can. If you like independent comics that are in the vein of an Eastman and Laird, Vaughn Bodie, One, or other artists who are outliers in their industry, by all means, consider backing this book. I'm sure you'll love it. I'm sure it'll be a wonderful addition to your library. And I will talk to you guys soon. Take care and have a great rest of your day.